Hello, Fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of July 2016, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, for the cardinal signs out there like you, it is especially important. And that is because we've got important celestial phenomenon taking place in cardinal signs, speaking right to core areas of life for you in particular. First is a new moon. Right out of the gate in the month, we have a new moon happening in the first days of the month at the very top of your sky. This is going to give you a whole new perspective on your career, on your goals, and on your sense of life purpose. Are you living in alignment or not? There's a real reality check here, and the reality check is likely to be very personal. It's likely to be the kind of thing that has you digging deep within your spirit, within your soul, and checking in with yourself to see if you like where you are or not. As I look at this, I will say this, just some very literal ways that this energy can manifest. It can manifest in terms of bosses and some interesting interactions with bosses. So I do want you to watch that a little bit. If you're in a certain situation where you do have a higher up, you want to watch that relationship, because this does look like it could be an interesting dynamic. Some power struggles may be working out there. The other thing though with this is the new moon that's happening early in the month, there's not a lot of surprise energy with this, okay? So the energy is not surprising. It shouldn't feel like something comes out of the blue. Rather, it is a truth that maybe you haven't wanted to look at, or that you've always known all along, that just is more obvious around this new moon, because it's encouraging you. The sky is encouraging you to get real with yourself about where you are, what kind of people and what kind of bosses you have, what kind of goals do you have. Does this really feel right for you to be on this particular career path or not? Is this working for you or not? Does it work for your spirit, or does it feel tiring in some way? That's going to be a big part of the learning. Now, sometimes, right, if you're pursuing something that matters to you, you get tired. It's a different kind of tired, right? It's a kind of tired that says that ultimately you can be uplifted, you can be encouraged. It's the kind of tired that says you know that you gave something your all and you can feel good about yourself because of it. But other times it's a different kind of thing. It's asking you for balance. It's life asking you for balance, asking you to check in with yourself, asking you if this is worth giving your very valuable, very precious energy to. That's going to be part of the soul searching that is taking place here. And this week, this month, the first week in particular, lots of soul in this energy, lots of sensitivity, lots of emotions in this energy. So part of that is the reality check, but ultimately, look, you find your answers, you regenerate, you feel inspired, you feel energized as well. That's part of how this new moon is going to play out for us also. So looks like there might be something big you're trying to make happen, a big change you might be trying to make happen in the realm of achieving something that matters to you, or making a change in terms of your career. And it is that ends up taking a lot of your time and your energy. That could be one way that this energy plays out as well. As I said, life purpose. There might be some need to check in with yourself to make sure you're living in alignment or not. If you are not, it's going to be obvious. So here's the thing. If you strive to live consciously, and if you're working this energy consciously, then this can be a time where you really realize what's worth pursuing, and you're able to hone in that much more on achieving something that matters to you. But if not, if you sort of let this energy default, or you do your best, like most of us, right? We can say we live consciously, but really we're all just doing our very best. And more often than not lately, you're more on automatic than not, then this is going to be a time where it does serve as a moment that has you asking yourself if you like how you're approaching your goals, if you like what you're doing, if this career, the path you're on, is worth continuing giving so much energy to or not. And in some cases, a choice is going to be made, and a fresh start of some kind is going to happen. I gotta say, in all honesty, for a small percentage of you out there, very small percentage of you out there, there might be some power dynamics playing out, okay? So just be mindful of that. power dynamics, power games, that's part of your career or part of achieving. And again, is it worth it? It's up to you to decide. Some people thrive on that, some people not so much. It's up to you to decide if that's the way you want to go. As we move towards the later part of the month, we've got a full moon. This full moon is happening in a part of the sky for you that is at the very base of your sky, the very bottom of your chart. Now, this full moon has a surprise element to it. So it's also got truth, but it's a surprising truth. And in some cases, it may even be a little bit of a jarring truth, particularly if you're born in the last 10 days of your respective sign. You're going to feel this energy that much more. But really, all Libras out there, every one of your sign is going to feel this energy. And as I look at this sky, it speaks very strongly to understanding home differently, understanding your foundation differently, getting some news around matters of home, whether it's buying or selling, moving, roommate situation. There could be some surprise news that comes up there. But also, in all honesty, as I look at this, there can be some news around a parent. So where that qualifies, because this part of the sky also has to do with family of origin, some news may come up around a parent. So you do want to be a little bit mindful of that as well. Ultimately, it's empowerment all around. Mars is speaking harmoniously to both of these moons. And so what that suggests is you are able to know yourself enough and connect to yourself enough to recognize the power you have, and you take action from that empowered place, and that leads to positive results. So remember that there's a lot of power that you actually have, regardless of what shows up for you. And again, it's a surprise. It might feel like a little bit of a curveball. It might be like one of your parents all of a sudden says they're moving like all the way across the country, or they're going south or something, right? They're moving to a whole other place. That may take you a little bit by surprise, but ultimately that is part of the changes that could happen under a sky like this. And again, you may be moving. It might surprise you to realize that. It may come up out of nowhere, but you may actually realize that you're ready to move, or you're ready to sell, or you're ready to buy. And it can actually be very inspiring and uplifting at the same time. Remember that Mars. You've got a lot of power in this, and you're making choices along the way. You're taking actions, consciously taking actions to move your life positively forward. So let the inspiration come, whatever change needs to happen, let the impetus be there. But within that, there's a whole lot of places that you could go, literally and figuratively, as you realize home differently than you did before. What I love about this month for you is that it is speaking to the heights that you desire to go, but also helping you to feel that much more grounded in return. Yes, there are some dramatic changes and some quick turnarounds that can happen this month, and also some very in-depth honesty that can happen. But the great thing about honesty is it allows you to ensure that you're living a life truly of your choosing. Head over to my website right now to get early access to the Jupiter Special Horoscopes. In the month of September, Jupiter will change signs. We'll move into the sign of Libra. This is so exciting, as all of us in some way are going to notice our blessings shift and feel ourselves getting more hopeful and getting more opportunity in a very practical kind of way in a new area of life. So based on your sun sign, based on your moon sign, your rising sign, Jupiter will bless your life in new ways. So to find out how and to get an early look into how, head on to my website, nadiyashah.com. And of course, those horoscopes will be available on YouTube to the public on YouTube in the month of September. But if you want an early look, visit my website. And I look forward to seeing you there. It'll be great. This move of Jupiter into Libra will be great. Enjoy.